What's up everyone, welcome to my first Top 5 Tuesday, and today we will be going over the top 5 Call of Duty Infinite Warfare zombie maps. So let's begin. Number 5 will belong to Attack of the Radioactive Thing. So this map was extremely boring, and I'm going to get into the reasons why. First I gotta give it the credit where credit's due. This map was surprisingly very big, and it looked very good. Now let's get to the cons. First, the intro. The intro has nothing to do with the story. It's just Elvira sitting her lazy butt on the couch, just making a bunch of cringy sex jokes. So that's that. And then we get into the actual Easter egg, which is easily the most frustrating Easter egg I've ever done. If you're doing an Easter egg that requires you to look online, then that's a sign of a terrible Easter egg. And the water weapon sucked, and overall I just felt that this map was not good. It was not fun to survive high rounds on, especially since you gotta buy door after door after door after door on this map. And second of all, because it's just plain boring, really. There's nothing interesting about this map that catches my eye as the other maps, which is why Attack of the Radioactive Thing has an unoriginal name and comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have The Beast from Beyond. So I honestly thought this was a pretty good map, to be honest. Well, let's just go ahead and get into it. So we had the intro cutscene, which is pretty well done, and it's just basically sets up a bunch of fascinating things. Apparently this is a remake of the Nightfall map from the Call of Duty Ghost Extinction. I thought that on its own was pretty touching. And now let's get into the actual map. So the map is actually pretty difficult, which is great for a fun map. It's claustrophobic, like you're in very small and tight areas, except for the big open area outside and the big open area in the 666 room and maybe the movie theater. Other than that, there's not really a lot of stuff to train in. You also have the movie theater you can go to where you can deposit points in. I thought it was a nice touch to add in the movie theater in here because it was very essential to the Infinite Warfare Zombies plot. And overall, I don't really have much to say about it. It had easily the most fun Easter egg to do on here. I really had a lot of fun doing this Easter egg, and fighting that super boss fight was insane enough. So I'm pretty sure you'll have a fun time playing this map, especially if you was a huge fan of Extinction. You got your share of cryptids, and you even have previous foes from the last maps facing you. It was a nice throwback to all the previous maps. It was a nice map on its own, and I like how it handled Extinction. The only reason why it doesn't really do good is that it does get a lot of unfair at times, because on high rounds, you had the slasher, a ton of cryptids, ninja zombies, and if you are on round 6 and you're barely prepared and you have a ninja zombie round, you're basically dead. Plus, if you don't have director's cut and you're inexperienced, then you have to go to the first minute of the map fighting cryptids, and it may sound fun, but it is not fun unless you have director's cut. Other than that, it's extremely painful. You have to go to basically the map is unfair, is what I'm saying. And as much as I have a soft spot for this map, you can't just have a map that throws all this garbage at you. It's pretty annoying. So other than that, I gotta give this map number 4 in our place. Coming in at number 3, we have Rave in the Redwoods. So Rave in the Redwoods is a very interesting one. So to be honest, I like the idea of Rave in the Redwoods. Honestly, this would be number 1 if it wasn't for one thing, but I'll get to that later. So let's go with the positive. Number 1, the intro was pretty fun. It had a bunch of teenagers getting slaughtered. That's pretty, I don't know, Infinite Warfare zombie-ish. Although the art style does make it seem like something that'd be in Scooby-Doo, except for all the blood and gore. So now let's actually get into the map. So the map is surprisingly big with a giant open island area that you can explore to. Let's see, the wonder weapons are pretty insanely powerful. So I don't have a lot to say about this map. Except for the amazing rave mode feature where you can go in rave mode. Though there's no reason to, because if you go in rave mode, it punishes you by giving you the slasher, and you're the only one who can see the slasher if your friends aren't in rave mode. It's pretty awesome if you're doing a first room challenge, you know, making everyone go in rave mode to face the slasher. But other than that, there's really no use to go in rave mode at all, except for early rounds to get more points. And the Easter egg is pretty fun. I mean, it's very simple. It got solved under 24 hours, but I mean, it was still a little fun. But if it wasn't for this one thing, this map would have been above all else the best map. And that is because it's too easy. I mean, let's face it, this map is a joke. When I go in this map to grind for keys, I can't even grind for keys because I get bored by how easy this map is. I could survive till round 100 on this map with no problem. And, I mean, it would make more sense if this was the starter map and it's getting people used to zombies. But no, this is the first DLC, and it lacks any challenge, and the Easter egg was solved in under 12 hours. It's extremely easy, and I know people might say that's good for a map, but to me, it honestly hurts it because I like playing a zombie map and having fun and actually holding my attention and just running around, just doing whatever I want while just pressing R2 a couple of seconds because of my wind crossbow and the easy training spot. It's just extremely easy and it gets boring, and that's why it comes in at number 3. Coming in. What's up everyone, this is Lion Sonic Fan here, and today I just have a quick shout out, Sonic Mods XD. So basically the gist of this YouTuber is that he's an old friend of mine who just started YouTubing, and what he does is that he plays games such as Sonic. Basically it's just a whole bunch of Sonic games, and he's a very great player. And if you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog and you love seeing people run very fast, and you just outright want to see a good gaming Sonic channel, then Sonic Mods XD is the channel for you. I will leave it in the link in the description, but thank you guys for checking this out, and hope you subscribe and like his content, and see you guys later. Peace. Number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Zombies in Spaceland. So this one is pretty much a mixed bag. If you have Director's Cut, then this map is insanely fun. It's amazing to go on. Just go on it, hop on, just have some fun. It's a very fun map to come back to. If you do not have Director's Cut, this map is somewhat as a chore. It's funny the first times, it's fun the first times you play, but then after it just gets pretty boring. You had not to mention you have to do like a lot of stuff to get the wonder weapons. Then you gotta do a lot more stuff to get the Easter egg done. Let's go ahead and touch on the topic of the Easter egg. So this map is the default map. So if no one buys the DLCs, this is the only map people can play on. So you would think that this would be the easiest one so that noobs can play on this, right? Nope. In fact, this map is easily probably one of the hardest maps on here. I have no idea why, but this map is pretty challenging. So let's go ahead and get into the Easter egg. The Easter egg starts off very simple. Just collect some things and then do a steadicam, do a second steadicam, and you gotta defend it from zombies. It's pretty easy. Then the third one comes around, and unless you have some sort of fate and fortune card that you can unlock by a supply shop or something, then there's no way you're getting through this if you don't have a packed Kindle and get lucky, because that's how insanely hard this Easter egg is. And then that's the icing on the cake. If you somehow manage to get to the boss fight without Director's Cut, you have to fight the boss, and it is so insanely hard. It is, I don't know why they made it this hard, but if you're a noob and you're going into this boss fight by yourself, then please be careful and watch a bunch of videos so that you can get the gist of it, because it's more than likely going to take you more than one try to beat this thing. I remember it was painful. Lucky enough though, when I first played this map, I beat the boss fight first try, but that was because I spent hours upon hours trying to figure out how to get past that third steadicam, which is why I got so good. This Easter egg is too frustratingly hard. The intro is a nice introduction to the zombies. The characters were pretty a little funny. Some of the quotes were entertaining. The characters were entertaining nonetheless. Basically, this map's a fun thing to do if you have Director's Cut, and pretty fun maybe if you don't have Director's Cut, but if you're a noob and you're not that good at zombies and you go in this map, then have caution, because this map's gonna slap you in the face. Now, coming in at number 1, you guys saw it coming because it's the only map left, Challenge Shuffle. I thought this map was the perfect pace of difficulty. It was pretty good. So let's get into the Easter egg. So people may say the Easter egg's tedious, but to me it was never tedious, except for that Morse code spit, but we'll get to that later. So let's go to the intro. The intro is pretty easy to follow. Just you're basically teaming up with a sensei, and you're basically trying to exterminate this rat king who's taking refugee. Oh my god, I need to edit that out. Who takes shelter inside of his lair, and why no one has found him, I have no idea, because he's literally hiding outside of the subway train. How no one found him, I have no idea, but he's hiding in his lair, plotting his revenge to overthrow the town with rats. So it's up to the 4 characters and Sensei Pam to get done with this. So the Easter egg is pretty normal. I mean, it's pretty fun to do if you know what you're doing. But if this is your first time completing this and you don't have the director's cut, this would be easily one of the most annoying Easter eggs you've ever done. The wonder weapons are pretty nice to get. You can get a wonder weapon by doing all this TV bullcrap, and then once you're done with this Easter egg thing, you'll have that wonder weapon permanently, which is a nice touch that I think they did. So you don't have to go on the map every single time to get that one wonder weapon. Let's see. Basically, I just like the feel of the map. I like the 70s vibe. I like how it takes place in New York City because I love cities. Basically, I just thought this map was pretty good. The only downside of this map I will have to consider was the ninjas. Oh god, the ninjas. The ninjas were easily the most overpowered special round I've ever seen in any zombies map. I mean, they can just teleport and knock you out easily flat. It's insane. And so yeah, that was my top 5 Infinite Warfare zombie maps. So let's go ahead and get to all of them, basically to summarize in case you forgot them. Attack of the Radioactive thing, very boring, frustrating Easter egg. It was pretty open, which was a positive. Other than that, not that great. You have Beast from Beyond, pretty great, pretty good Easter egg, decent map, but gets unfair in the high rounds. You have Raven of Redwoods, everything's good about it, it's just way too easy. You have Zombies in Spaceland, annoyingly hard if you're a noob, and it's not a very good example of a default map. And then you have Challenge Shuffle, easily very great, just with one minor thing wrong, and that's how overpowered the special round is. Alright, so that was my top 5 Infinite Warfare Zombies list. What are you guys' top 5 Infinite Warfare Zombies? What did you guys think of the game mode as a whole? I know that it was very hated, but I honestly had a lot of fun playing this. What do you guys think? Just comment down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.